Good morning and welcome to Cheche, the show where opinion counts live on Citizen TV. I'm your host, Udwak Amimo. Now, one government official who's getting a lot of airtime lately is the Roads and Infrastructure Cabinet Secretary, Engineer Michael Kamau. He is under fire over one of the government's flagship projects, the high-speed standard gauge railway. And so 3 parliamentary committees are investigating the matter, as is the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission. Well, also with me in the Cheche studio, the panel of Mutegi Njau and Waweru Mburu, both of Royal Media Services. Good morning and welcome back to Cheche. You've been on the program before talking about the standard gauge railway, yet this controversy about impropriety lingers. Why?
Controversy is good because it makes me explain more and more to Kenyans, and this is part of us disseminating information. It's giving me an opportunity to explain to Kenyans exactly what is happening. So I find it's a good thing. It's a good thing.
Okay, fine. So let's get right to it. Breaking down the allegations. Let's start with the procurement.
The procurement?
Yes.
Okay. I carried the procurement and the Public Procurement and Disposal Act.
Okay. But of course, one of the charges is that this was single-sourced.
And I want to say this. Under Section 6.1, it says this: where any provision of this Act conflicts with any obligations of the Republic of Kenya arising from a treaty or other government agreement to which Kenya is party, this Act shall prevail except in instances of negotiated loans and grants.
Okay.
This is a negotiated loan, and therefore we are allowed to use the procurement method of the country that is giving us this loan. This is China, and there is absolutely no conflict with the Procurement Act. That I stand with. This law was written in 2005. It was not written just prior to this contract. It stands, and those are the regulations that we use.
So how did China procure then? What was their procedure?
The method of, if you are getting a loan from the Chinese government, and let me be very clear, not just a loan, but from the Exim Bank, which is Export-Import. Any loan you get from the Exim Import Bank, be it from America, be it from anywhere, the product, if it is a supply product, have to be supplied from that country. So that is very clear. So this was never going to be a contract where a European company was going to construct this, or a European company was going to come and supply this equipment. If it was going to be a European company that was going to supply, for example, the locomotives, it would have to be with an agreement from the Chinese government. So the Chinese are not going to give their money for Exim Import Bank to a Kenyan company to supply. So that's number one. Then the procedure. The procedure is a Chinese company is identified. Once it is
by the Chinese themselves?
Even by ourselves. Once it is identified, you sign an MOU. That MOU now allows you to do feasibility study, designs, which cannot be used by another party, so that they don't say their people, they design and then you hand it over to another company to do. So, and it says very clearly in the MOU that this information cannot be used for any other purpose apart from this company. So, once you do that, you prepare documentation for commercial contract. Now this has a big queue with quantities and with monies that have been put there. At that juncture, then Treasury applies to the Chinese government through Treasury, because we do not source for funding. Treasury applies for money, and the Chinese government and any other government now decides that they can fund this project based on the feasibility study. Because if the rates of returns are not good enough, they will not fund it. On the basis of that, if they agree that now they can finance, then you sign a commercial contract. Before you sign the commercial contract, you have to send it to the Attorney General to go through it, see that it is consistent with the laws of Kenya. You get a no objection from the office of the Attorney General. Once you get that, then you sign the commercial contract. Once the commercial contract is signed, then that now leads to the financing agreement, which is again between Treasury and now the government, the lender, which is in this case the Chinese government. Now, before you again sign the financing agreement, it has to be sent to the Attorney General to agree whether it is again consistent with the Constitution and with the laws. So it is a procedure that is laid, and very many other projects have gone through that process. So it is a known process, it is a clear process, it has been used very many times.
There was an article in the Nairobi Law Monthly,
yes,
putting the argument that the company that was given the contract to build the railway is the same one that did the feasibility.
Yes.
So they made the standard for themselves.
Precisely.
And that their ability to build railway is questionable. They are China Bridge and
China
Road and Bridge
Road and
Construction Company.
Yes.
So the argument was that they don't know. They may not be able to.
Okay, I put it to you. Let me explain this way. That once you sign an MOU with a company, and I have explained before, this company does a feasibility study. That company itself brings in experts who do a feasibility study. Then, before you prepare the commercial contract, the people in government, that means the people in the Kenya Railways, ourselves and everybody, have to be satisfied that that design can work, that the quantities that are in there are correct, and the prices that are being put in there are comparable with other prices. If you are talking of earthworks, if you are talking of steel, if you are talking of cement, if you are talking of equipment. And therefore, they don't just go and plug and give it to you and tell you, this is it. After all, the Chinese government would not fund a project that is overpriced. The Chinese government also sent a delegation from the Exim Bank to look at the viability of the project, and they have done that twice, because this is government to government. They have done that twice. Now, on the issue of competence, now, this is a company that has worked here for 30 years in Kenya, and therefore we know their competence. Number two, the Chinese government itself, through the Ministry of Commerce and Exim Bank, are satisfied